On to the presentation. I'm just trying to keep us moving along.
Once again, my name is Wayne Devenish. I'm the president of Fathers Who Have Been Making a Difference, a community-based organization that deals heavily with working with young people that get stopped and frisked quite frequently. And I am totally encouraged by this forum, and I deeply thank the comptroller for pulling this together. Please give him a round of applause. This is really enlightening me. And it's energized me, because now I want to see forums like this more frequently, definitely in the high schools where it's affecting our young people, and definitely to have a forum where more of the community is engaged, hears the information, and is called to action, and is pulled together and stand behind our elected officials and all of the leadership so that we can add to making this thing go away and have a better environment for all involved. Thank you.
Kirsten Jacques is going to come up also of action to just respond. And this line is looking really good right here too, so thank you. And as he's coming, I also want to say that Ed Brown is currently the president of Stand Up Brooklyn. He's the former president of Ingersoll Whitman, and I want to acknowledge the presence of Latrice Walker, who represents Yvette Clark, and also Joan Eastman, and let me take off my glasses so I can really see. And John Cran, who represents Alvan. James Cran represents Alvan. Joan Eastman, who represents Central Montgomery.
Praise the Lord. Since we're in His house, we should acknowledge Him. Praise the Lord. My name is Minister Kirsten Jacques. I'm the president of the Brooklyn chapter of the National Action Network. Our national president, the Reverend Al Sharpton. We bring greetings, Reverend Sharpton brings greetings to both the angels of this house, Reverend Dr. and Reverend Dr. Simpson. Thank you for hosting. To our controller, John Liu, to the distinguished panelists. Stop and frisk is quite simply the complete and utter violation of our constitutionally protected rights. Now, there's no way to reform that. There's no way to reform a mindset that says your community is not entitled to be protected by the Constitution. There's no way to tweak that. There's no way to shift it and smooth it out and make it a little bit better. What you have got to do is take stop and frisk as a policy and completely throw it out of the window. There are ways you do that. There are legislative ways, there are court remedies, but I'm with Charles Barron. We put our words into action. The only way legislation will be passed, the only way the courts will acknowledge that changes have to be made is if the people set the tone. And until the people set the tone and say it's not okay to murder our 16-year-old young men who are coming from baby showers. It is not okay to gun down our young women who simply have traffic accidents. The names go on and on of people who have been gunned down, but let's be clear, stop and frisk creates a mindset in the minds of the officers that say that because you're not entitled to constitutional protection, I can get away with doing anything that I want to. And so it's not just about changing stopping or shrinking the numbers of stop and frisk. It's about changing the mindset of the police officers who are engaging in stops and engaging in these frisks. Until we have a change of leadership, until we have a change of policy, until we pass the Inspector General's bill, which will hold the feet to the fire of the police officers, until we pass stronger racial profiling legislation in the city of New York, we will continue to have this. Until we change police commissioners and mayors, we will continue to have this. At the end of the day, there is mayoral control of the police department. And we have to acknowledge that. You want to really change the direction of the city of New York? vote in November for a mayor that will represent you, that will believe that our community deserves equal protection under the law, that it's not okay to do to us what you don't do in other communities. Until we have a mayor that sets that tone and hires a police commissioner that says, the moment you step over that line, I will fire you. Until we have a mayor like that, we will continue to have these kinds of policies. And I look forward to a day when we do have a mayor like that. Thank you all.
That was Curtis Boyd, who knows a little bit about police brutality, knows a little bit about that. Thank you, sir. Then I'll representative from our community, and then we're going with questions.
I need to adjust this mic. I just want to add to what all of the great speakers on the panel have talked about. What's really driving these numbers come directly from the mayor and the commissioner and the implementation of stop and frisk. And what is done, I've had a chance to speak to a lot of the officers that are on the street, and the majority of officers do not want to do stop and frisk. They don't want to do 250 because they understand that it's a contentious process and it doesn't yield cooperation from the community. So even the people doing the stop and frisk, the majority of them agree that it's causing bad relationships between the community and the police department. So with that in mind, you know, it's obvious that this is a system that has to change. So I just wanted to give context to it, and let's put our focus on really where it's coming from. This is being driven. We had a commanding officer who was removed from a precinct in Bedford-Stuyvesant because he was taped saying and telling officers that they better go out and get 250s. He was taped saying, I don't care what you do, collect them, round them up, bring them and put them in the precinct, let them stay here for your shift, and then we'll release them. So we know that this is happening. We have it on tape. We had a commanding officer removed from the community based on his comments that were caught on tape. So we know that this is not working. Thank you.